We're hanging in the Bowery, the oldest thoroughfare through the island of Manhattan, preceding European settlement, as it was the footpath of the Lenape, and over the centuries has undergone many incarnations. The year was 1654 when the first residents of the Bowery, 10 freed slaves and their wives, set up cabins and a cattle farm there. In 1677, the last Dutch governor of New Amsterdam, Peter Stuyvesant, retired to his farm in the Bowery. But according to the Encyclopedia of New York, as the population of New York City continued to grow, its northern boundary continued to move. By the early 1800s, the Bowery was no longer a farming area outside the city. The street gained in respectability and elegance, becoming a broad boulevard, as well-heeled and famous people moved their residences there, including Peter Cooper, the industrialist and philanthropist. The Bowery began to rival Fifth Avenue as an address. When Lafayette Street opened, wealthy residents funded the Bowery Theater, which was built on land owned by John Jacob Astor. Then the Bowery Amphitheater went up in 1833, further solidifying the area's New York's it neighborhood. It wasn't until the time of the Civil War that the fancy homes and shops gave way to brothels, beer gardens, and flop houses. And from 1878 to 1955, the 3rd Avenue L ran above the Bowery, further darkening its streets populated largely by men and prostitutes. After Prohibition closed the saloons, it became the unofficial home of vagrants and speakeasies. Hard to imagine these days, but from the 1940s through the 70s, it was considered Manhattan's Skid Row.